Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo. Today's episode is the first episode in my new series of classic film reviews. Once a month I am going to review a classic film. I will give a basic overview of the film and my thoughts on it. The first episode is going to be about the 1940s film His Girl Friday. So let's get started. This film stars Cary Grant as Walter and Rosalind Russell as Hildy. Now, they used to be married, but they're divorced now. But Walter is the editor-in-chief of this newspaper, and Hildy used to work at this newspaper. But she's getting married. She's leaving her job as a female reporter, which I think it's pretty great that she's a female reporter in the 1940s, a very feminist part of this film. But she's going to leave her job and she's going to marry her fiance and basically become a housewife. Walter doesn't like this. It's very obvious that he's still in love with her, and so he tries all kinds of ways to get her to stay there at the newspaper office. Eventually, there is a court case. Someone murdered a man, and he's going to be hanged for this. Now, this gets into the journalism part of this film, which is really nice to see. This film does a great job with journalism and showing what it was really like to be in a 1940s newsroom. I loved that. Now, about 45 minutes into this film, we get the main conflict and situation with the jailbreak. The prisoner escaped from jail. He doesn't want to be hanged, and so this adds more to the drama. This film is a comedy. There are several moments where you're just laughing at the dialogue. The dialogue in this film is so great. There are many moments where I was laughing, even though I was trying to focus on the film so I could collect my thoughts for this review, but I was laughing, and that's really great to have a perfect blend between comedy and drama with the situation with the jailbreak. It was all really, really well done. And so the dialogue in this film, and I'll talk about this a little bit later in more depth, but the dialogue in this film overall is spot on, perfect. Other things that are really great about this film are the timing and the overall pacing of the movie. The last 30 minutes alone of this film with the climax is really intense. You're basically on the edge of your seat trying to figure out, are they going to catch the guy who escaped jail? But you kind of feel sympathetic toward the guy who escaped jail. Are they going to get their story done? Is Hildy going to stay at the newspaper? This film really captures the intensity of journalism. The dialogue goes right along with that. I know I already mentioned the dialogue, but this movie really captured dialogue in a great way. It has machine gun dialogue. One character would say something, and then another character would say something immediately afterwards, and they were just firing back one after another like a machine gun. And that is great dialogue. Also, Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell are fantastic in this film. Cary Grant has a lot of comedy in this film, and if you know Cary Grant, that shouldn't be very surprising to you. The way that he works and tries to keep Hildy there with him at the newspaper office is very humorous and really adds a lot of comedy to this film. But then Rosalind Russell, she really carries the second half of this film. She's there in the newspaper office while Walter is away trying to create trouble. She's there at the newspaper office with all these other reporters. She's trying to get the story. She talks to the person who escaped jail. She is trying to figure everything out. She gets caught up in this court case and this drama, and she loves it. She is a reporter, and no one can tell her otherwise. Her new husband, her new fiance, can't take her away from her dreams, her passion. And journalism definitely is her passion. And so Rosalind Russell is really great in this movie. This is actually the first film I've ever seen with Rosalind Russell, and so I am really interested in watching more Rosalind Russell films and seeing the rest of her career. I'm really interested in that. My overall thoughts are that this is a great film. I think everyone should see this film. It's so great. Once again, the pacing of this film, the pacing makes this film what it is. There is not a single scene that's slow. There are some movies that you're like, okay, let's speed it up a little bit. This is a little boring. You could probably skip this scene and you wouldn't miss much. That doesn't exist in this film. Every scene is important and every scene is paced really well. And so I have to give props to the writers of this film for writing a fantastic, a very hilarious movie that is paced really well throughout the entire film. So I give this film a huge thumbs up. I'm going to rate my movies out of a score of 10. And so I give this movie a 10 out of 10 rating, an A+ rating. I really don't have any criticisms about this movie. I think it's great. I think anyone can enjoy this film, especially if you have a heart for journalism. If you are a journalist, a newspaper reporter, I think you will especially enjoy this film. Thanks for watching my very first review. I love classic films. These films are very special to me because if you follow my channel, you should know that I'm very interested in the old Hollywood era, 1950s with I Love Lucy, the 60s with the Dick Van Dyke Show, but I also really enjoy classic films. They have a very soft spot in my heart. And so I'm going to continue reviewing classic films. I'm going to be doing this once a month. And I started with a pretty great film. His Girl Friday is a fantastic film, in my opinion. I think it's a great film to watch. And so I definitely recommend it. Let me know if you have ever seen His Girl Friday, your thoughts. Leave me a comment and I will be really happy to read those. Thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel for future movie reviews. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time with another video. And remember to always laugh often